Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew the Man Van. Drew, I have a new child, and we have a new winner, Austin Dillon, and we will get into all that and much more. But first, let's talk about Hoist. Drew, Hoist, IV level hydration, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
Super hydrating.
I mean, I don't have any with me right now because I've just been drinking it, man. It's keeping me hydrated on the hot days. And honestly, it's just important to stay hydrated even if you're not sweating. You know what I mean? But whether you're fighting the enemy or conquering your own personal best, you need hydration that works longer and harder to keep you going. Hoist is formulated to absorb instantly, replenishing your body with the electrolytes, carbohydrates, and the fluids you need without delay. Hoist is more than a drink. It's IV level hydration equipment that's warfighter tested and battlefield approved so you can power through. And guys, go to freaking drinkhoist.com. You can get 10% off right now if you sign up. And if you're military or first responder, you also get 10% off your order. So that's pretty dope, man.
And as
Drew,
always, they don't sponsor us. They sent us free shit after Ben harassed them for 2 months.
yep,
And now
official.
so they were the unofficial official sponsor. But like they don't
Yeah, and
monetarily fund the podcast in any way.
yes.
We just love their products. Ben
And I
loves
must
them
say,
so much he wouldn't even let his wife have any when she was giving birth to his new daughter, dude. He's like,
I
Ben,
should
I'm
have. That
so
would have been.
thirsty. And you're like, shut
I
up,
mean,
babe, they're mine.
she wouldn't even needed the IV. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
she had
dude.
freaking
Dude,
Hoist.
you could have just went up to her and ripped that sucker out of her arm and just be like, stand back, guys. This has IV level hydration. And then you force it down her throat and she's trying to push your baby out. Or better yet, you just take the IV bag and unclip the line from it and then clip it somehow to a Hoist bottle and let that go directly into her system.
Drip.
Yeah, dude. Like, how you feeling? I feel fucking sick. You shouldn't.
Look,
It's
that's so
Hoist.
sure.
It's
I feel
Hoist, babe.
bloated.
Babe, it's Hoist. You shouldn't feel bad right now.
And as always, guys, if you can't find Hoist, go to their
Oh
site,
yeah.
drinkhoist.com. Like I said, go to the Find Hoist, type in your zip code, and it'll show you all the stores that have it. Starting this past weekend, I've started this. If you follow us on X, which you can follow us on X at NASholes Pod, I sent a post out in which if all you had to do was retweet it. So make sure you're following us first so you can see it. If any RFK driver the rest of the year wins, we'll send you a variety pack of hoists. Make sure you're following and retweeting those so that way you got a chance to win.
Right.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. Anyways,
Now, Ben, does that
Drew,
apply to me if I retweet it and then I don't know, like Chris Buescher goes and wins Daytona this weekend?
sure, but it's going to be randomized. So anyone that retweets it, I'll put your names in a little random wheel generator, and
What?
I guess Drew, if you win, I'll send it to you. Or I could just send you one anyways. But
I'm not into that too.
So Drew, Richmond, man, what can we say about this? Is one of the best tracks on the schedule, I think, and
It's somehow the only track Austin Dillon's really good at.
dude, for real. And you know what? I do want to get to that because Austin Dillon, obviously, if you guys watched last year, I mean, he pretty much wrecked Logano and Hamlin to win this race. And
No, there's no pretty much. He did.
yeah, I mean, the freaking spotter was like, wreck him, wreck him, wreck him. So that was stupidity. And I mean, and obviously, if you've been around enough, I mean, you don't have to be around long enough to know that Richard Childress will fight everything. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's always right, and NASCAR's always wrong. And so, I mean, he really like RCR really feels like they were cheated, last year, and which is total bullcrap. I mean, let's be honest. But they had a chip on their shoulder going into this race. They wanted to show that wasn't a fluke, I guess, even though it was.
Yeah.
And they wanted to show that they could really win this race, fair and clean, I guess. I mean, they probably eventually accepted it, but I mean, Richard Childress has always, I felt like, had a chip on his shoulder, and a lot of things haven't gone his way in the past, and NASCAR has come down hard on him for a lot of things. And so
Yeah.
this was huge. This was huge for them and Austin Dillon as well. Locking up that playoff spot so that because they want to prove that they're not just like a team that's just there anymore. Because I mean, let's be honest. At the past few years, they've just been a team that's just been there. They've been there to race, and that's about it.
Yeah. I think Richard Childress being loyal to his drivers is a awesome trait, but it's also kind of a shitty trait because you need to acknowledge when your drivers fuck up. And
Yeah.
like if we go back a
You
few
take
weeks to when,
accountability, man.
yeah, and if we go back a few weeks to Indianapolis where Austin Hill intentionally dumped Eric Almirola, and then like you can see clear as day that it was intentional. You got him going, "Oh, we're just a blue collar team," and right there I checked out because I was like, "Dude, you haven't been blue collar since you won your first championship, Earnhardt. Sorry, I'm sorry, you're not blue collar anymore. Blue collars, dudes that go bust ass at a factory.
Yeah, no shit.
That's not you, and that's fine. You don't need to be a man to be blue collar. Like you can be a man and be fucking like Richard Childress's level, but you can't just fucking be pulling dumb shit like that out and to say, no, they've always had it, all this other shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's stuff like that that works against the team and the image of them. I
Yeah.
mean, listening to Dale Earnhardt Jr., talking about him, Richard's always been very involved. I mean, like, this is his life. Like, I mean, he obviously has other business ventures, but like, he is very involved in every step of racing and
I mean, he lives and breathes it. So like, which is why him being one of those drivers, like I said, is an awesome trait. But you have to acknowledge when they
it can
fuck
be to
up.
his detriment. Yeah.
Yeah, like when Bubba Wallace dumped Kyle Larson back in 22 at Vegas, Denny Hamlin made sure that Bubba knew he fucked up. So like, I don't think NASCAR suspended him. I think 2311 actually suspended him for like from the next race, and then he also took his name off the car and let John Hunter Nemechek put his name on the car for that race, which is like a big "you've done fucked up" message from the
Yeah,
boss.
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I guess also Bubba going up to Larson afterwards and trying to start a shoving match when he was all pissed off. But I mean, like I think that's probably one of the better ways you can handle a situation like that. Because you're forcing him to sit out and you're watching another dude drive your car and it doesn't even have your fucking name on it. Like
Yeah, it's sad.
for a driver that's got a fucking sting. That's probably like watching somebody sleep with your wife. I mean, like it
No.
probably infuriates you, and
Stop.
then you probably look at the car like, you slut. You slut.
Yeah, dude.
JHN was in here. I knew it.
Yeah.
Fucking knew it. Smells like Ty
I'm not.
Barker fire extinguisher fluid in here. It's scary. Anyways.
But RCR and Austin Dillon aside, this race felt like the racing that we've been looking for. Like, the car, I felt performed well. We saw passing and good. There was a good. I mean, Goodyear brought a great tire for this race, I think.
Oh yeah. The tire fall off made a very interesting dynamic to the race as well.
Yeah.
But like it seemed like everybody was stressing over it. Well, at least that's how the broadcast kind of made it sound like. But I was listening to Door Bumper Clear, and one of them said that like everybody was stressing over tires, and NASCAR and Goodyear both were very adamant. They're like, "You're not getting another set of tires. You got to manage them. Keep the race interesting." Which I agree with. Yeah, like you can't. It's not like Bristol where the tire fall off was literally detrimental to the race itself. Where they had an emergency last minute. All right, everybody gets a free set of new tires to get us through this. So,
Yeah. Exactly.
but I guess like a lot of teams still finish with like a set or two left, anyways. So I don't know. I don't know if that was probably a narrative NASCAR was trying to push out there to kind of add more drama to the race. I don't think it really needed it though. After watching it, it was a good race and like
Yeah, because you had. I mean, what in stage 1, maybe 2 pit stops, like every team had.
yeah.
Stage 2, probably the same, and then you basically needed like 1 in the well,
Well, no, I
maybe
think
3 in the first stage, and then like
so. I think
like
they
I don't
had
know.
8 sets total. Each team had 8 sets total.
Oh, okay.
So I think the math on that was 2 in the first stage and then 3 and second in the final.
Yeah, you
But
got it right.
they just I don't know, like they managed to be good, and a lot of teams ended up having
Yeah.
extra tires. So
Well, and this is the kind of racing that personally I like, when the strategy is heavily influences like how the race will go. And like obviously we want to see, good driving and stuff too, but like I love when the teams have to make hard decisions. And I mean, you saw that. Like Austin Dillon, I thought that his team, man, they made the perfect call. Like, like the first to pit last, like type of strategy. Like, and they went, and then Ryan Blaney went, I think, a couple of laps later. And I mean, that move proved to be just huge for him in winning the race. And he was racing great all night long, let's be honest. I mean, he started 11th and worked his way up and kind of just stayed up there all night, man. But, I mean, Ryan Preece, I don't know what happened to that guy, man. I mean, he wins the pole, and I just don't know if it was the car or if, like he was just running those tires too hard and then, like, the pit cycles kind of just got him or what. But
Well, I think the big deal, too, was they missed their first pit stop. So that kind of bunged them up as well. Which is why, like,
see, I was in the hospital while this freaking race was going on, so I mean, I just had to watch like the highlights and stuff. So, but I mean, I was trying to watch at the end. I was trying to watch the end.
I see a head. You're like, shut up! There's 10 laps to go in Richmond.
Wait till the checkered flag.
Dillon might actually do this, Doc. You don't understand how like breaking this might be. You're having your daughter right now. Shut up! I ain't hearing it. NASCAR's on.
NASCAR.
I wasn't planning for a Saturday race. Fucking.
I already told you I'm an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great racing. Let's go over the top 10 quick. So obviously we talked about Austin Dillon winning. Alex Bowman in second, Ryan Blaney in third, Joey Logano in fourth, Austin Cindric in fifth. Great day for Penske. Kyle Larson in sixth, Daniel Suarez in seventh, Josh Berry in eighth, Brad Keselowski in ninth, and Denny Hamlin in 10th. Man, Keselowski, he just keeps getting these top 10s, but it's just not good enough,
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point they're only going to be making the playoffs if they win.
Well, they have to win next week.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, they've shown a lot of good speed in the last 2 weeks, but that doesn't really always play into how well you're going to do at a track like Daytona.
It's a wild card for sure.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of just, well, it's 70, 80, 90% like parade laps really, where it's just 2x2 rows, and it's just circling the track, getting the laps down.
Right, and then you get towards the end, and it just gets chaotic, and you see a lot of cautions.
Well, yeah, because guys start kind of like pushing.
Right, they start pushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, never say never. Anybody can win next week.
That's right. I mean, we could very well see Brad Keselowski win his way into the playoffs, and
yeah,
and somebody's winning hoist. I mean,
right. That's right.
But we cannot move on without talking about my boy SVG. Got the shirt. Yes, I did. Big fan of SVG. He just got his best finish on an oval. 14th, man.
14th.
We're not talking 20. We're talking top 15, baby.
Pretty good.
And
that's pretty
and that's
good
just very good. And honestly, I mean, again, I didn't really watch the race. If I went back, I'm sure I could point out like what he was doing and whatnot. But supposedly, when I was listening to Denny Hamlin's podcast, he looked at the SVG looked at the SMT data and was looking at Hamlin's stuff. And because Hamlin's so good at this track and seeing the tendencies and everything, and I mean, honestly, if it's there for you, use it. But that kind of segues me into something that I wanted to talk about is the whole SMT data thing. Like, I was thinking about this, man. Like, I don't know if it's necessarily cool that everybody can share everybody's data, like the SMT data. Like, I was thinking, like, man, if they're going to do that, like, at least keep it to, like, you can only share with the manufacturer. Like, you can only share with other Chevys or like within your team or something like that. Like, I don't know how cool that is to have the data out there for everybody.
So I think
I've always felt weird about that.
I don't know. In some situations, it's awesome. In other situations, I'm definitely on your side where it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Like, for instance, wind it back to Denny Hamlin. This time when he got taken out by Chase Elliott the year after. Yeah, no, that was 2 years ago when this happened. Denny Hamlin and his crew chief immediately went to the SMT data and, like, they saw that Elliott clearly right rear hooked him.
Yeah.
So I think in a situation like that, yeah, that's awesome because then you can go to NASCAR and they can punish a driver for fucking intentionally dumping a driver.
But wouldn't that be up to NASCAR? I mean, honestly, like if you think about it, like,
well, I mean,
you could just go to NASCAR, like, hey, show us, and like they can grant it or not, and obviously they're gonna look at it anyways if something like that happens.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't think. To be honest, I'm cool with just keeping it to like you can only see the other Chevys if you're a Chevy driver, like or something like that, or within your team or something like that. But I don't think we need to be seeing all like I just think it's I don't know.
Well,
a competitive disadvantage and an advantage.
So to be honest, I don't even know when they started this because when I started paying attention to NASCAR pretty heavily, it was already like in the sport for a bit. So I don't really know exactly why they did it. Part of me wants to say they probably did it more for the lower tiered teams to try and maybe make them more competitive. But the problem with that
Oh,
though is when you open the floodgates to that, the teams that are doing really good are now going to be able to see what the other really good teams are doing and mimic them. All it's like, you
it's
know,
like
it
evening up those teams.
yeah, and like they're like the lower tier teams at the time were at a way bigger disadvantage than they are now. So I could understand if that was like their reason for sharing it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said earlier, in some situations I think it's really good. In other situations it's not so bad. You kind of you got to find like a middle ground with it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, maybe who are listening who don't understand what the SMT data, it's basically like the data of all the drivers, like through every race. Like they have everything, like how fast they're going in the corners, and like just like their braking, and like just pretty much anything, and like their lines and stuff. So like it basically gives you everything about like how they're doing everything, and so that's
Yeah.
what we're talking about for anyone who is confused. But yeah, a great freaking run by SVG, and I've become such a fan of him. I really want him to do good. I want him to do good on ovals, and so like, I mean, if he comes out, dude, and gets like a couple top 15 finishes in the first round, I mean, dude, he's gonna be looking pretty good. I mean, like I could see him
Well,
making it around at 8.
he's 4 wins deep right now, so he's pretty good in the playoff point standings right now.
Well, and that's what I was telling. Like somebody told me they're like, "Oh, he's not gonna make it out of the first round." I'm like, I don't know, dude. He's like second in the playoff like grid or whatever. You know what I mean? So he's already starting up that high. Like he doesn't have to do that much better than those four that are the first four out or whatever.
Yeah, and I think Charlotte's in the round of 12 for when they go to the Roval. So I know SPG will at least dominate half of it.
Well, he'll at
You
least do
know,
good enough to.
well, no,
I
like
mean, I guess.
half the track configuration. That was a shitty joke.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm
Really
just a
fast through the
dumb
road
retard.
course, but once he hits the oval, he just kind of slows down.
Well, and this is what I hate, man, is when people say he cannot. All right, they say he can't race on ovals. Like,
He's racing on
okay,
ovals.
you mean he doesn't do particular well, not that he can't do it. Like, I hate when people say that. But anyways, yeah, that's my dog right there. I got the shirt. It's pretty sick. I'd show you the back right now, but it's the whole situation, trying to turn around and everything. So yeah, that's that, dude. And did you see actually that Rick Ware sold a set of tires to the 22 from the 51?
Really? No, I didn't hear anything about that. It's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Apparently they did.
The guy knows how
And
to win.
Penske paid for that too, so they might have made a pretty penny. And Rick Ware probably was like, "Oh yeah, dude, here, give me the money." Like
Yeah, good. Yeah, could be. I mean,
he's like, fucking Cody's not gonna do jack shit, so I might as well get some money.
speaking of Rick Ware Racing. So on yesterday's episode of DBC, I was going through the comment section, and this one guy commented the most based comment ever. So like, whenever Tommy Baldwin, who's the competition director at Rick Ware Racing, whenever they ask him about his week, he's like, "Yeah, we had a really good week." And it's like, bull fucking shit, you did. Like, it's a 51 car. It's a good week if you don't wreck and finish like at least 2 laps down. Like, and he was like, "Yeah, I can't wait to hear the comp director from Rick Ware tell us about how great his bad weekend was." I was like, "Dude, yeah, for
Dude,
real."
that is based. And yeah, he finished 3 laps down.
What really gets me too is like they were going somewhere really nice with Justin Haley, and then they swapped him with Corey LaJoy at Rick Ware's. That was last year when the 7 and the 51 switched the drivers over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And now, I mean, you got a guy like Justin Haley, who's kind of just, I don't want to say floundering, but it's just really hasn't been seeming to click well for, Justin and
Right,
Spire.
right.
And, like, I know the
Yeah.
rumor is he's on the hot seat there. So they might, I mean, like, a lot of people are speculating that's where Suarez is going to land at Spire, which I
Huh.
don't think would be a bad pairing. I mean, he's got an Xfinity championship, and he's got like 2 wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got 2 wins in Cup. And he's pretty good for the most part. And
and honestly, dude, now that you're saying that, I think that Suarez being with Spire, I think that is super beneficial to him because I think at Trackhouse, I just don't think they're putting as much into the 99 as they could or should, quite
uh,
frankly. And I think if he's at Spire, I mean, it's going to be what him and Hocevar.
And McDowell.
I mean, and McDowell, like, I don't know. I'd like to think Suarez is a bit of a better driver than McDowell, and they'd probably put more into that than McDowell. But again, they did bring in McDowell like to help these young guys.
You know what I
like
just fucking
Hocevar.
realized, Ben? Dude, if Hocevar goes, or not Hocevar, if Suarez goes to Spire, I'm just gonna call it Trackhouse B team because it's literally just like you got the one guy who's pissing off everybody, and then the one guy who's really good at road courses, and that's what you got over at Trackhouse right now. You got
Holy
Van
shit.
Gisbergen, who's a road course wizard, and you got Chastain, who fucking just pisses people off. And then you go to Spire. What's really going to be the difference? Oh yeah, the guy that pisses people off is significantly taller.
And then McDowell good at road courses.
Yeah, and McDowell's just a little bit older. Like, Jesus fuck, dude.
Trackhouse B team. That's hilarious.
The Trackhouse B.
Trackhouse number 2.
Or maybe the Doghouse.
The Doghouse. That's awesome.
God damn, dude. I love how my brain
So,
works sometimes.
what happened with Reddick? Because it looked like he got caught in a wreck, and he started second, I believe. Yep. And he was doing really good for like most of the race. Every time I was checking in and out of it, I was like, dang, dude, Reddick's doing good. And then all of a sudden, like my uncle, he's texting me because we're in the pool together, and I picked Ryan Preece. Screw you, Ryan Preece. Love you, but screw you. And so he's telling me, he's like, oh, Reddick just crashed, and I was like, oh dang, dude. And then I looked, and I'm like, oh dang, he's like in the back of the pack. And then Elliott got screwed by freaking dumbass Gibbs. I saw it looked like.
Yeah, I don't think it was an intentional. I think it was just a combination of wrong.
No, it wasn't. It looked like he got loose. Honestly,
Yeah.
Gibbs got loose, and then it kind of
Well, the thing is though, too, Gibbs isn't the one that hit Elliott. That's Kyle Busch that hit
you're
Elliott.
right. Suarez, I think, hit in the back of him.
So I don't remember what car hit what, but Elliott actually kind of escaped what he thought was the wreck. And then when Busch was correcting, he kind of came down
you're right.
Reared him up into the wall.
Yeah, because I remember watching the dash cam or whatever, and with the communication, and they're like, all right, you're clear, and all of a sudden, like,
yeah, like,
and I was like, dang, are you okay? He's like, yeah, fine. Like, Chase Elliott, he's just so like unemotional about anything.
Well, no, the problem is he's still incredibly hard on himself for situations that he has no control over,
Right.
Like, he's one of those drivers where he gets out of the car and it's just like a pity fest. He's like, I hate to let all my fans and multi-million-dollar sponsors down. It's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're fine. Dude, for real, it's like, dude, we get it. Like, you're very passionate. You're kind of bummed out, but you don't got to, like, lean into it hardcore. Like, dude.
Now you're just throwing a pity party, man.
Yeah, dude. We don't want to be at the Chase Elliott pity party, dude. We want to be at the Chase Elliott, like, fuck party or something like that. I bet he holds 6 swing parties at his house.
What are you talking about on this podcast, man?
I bet he holds some 6 swinger pads, events at his place.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't have a wife. He doesn't swing. Though if I did show up at his house and I saw an upside down pineapple under his mailbox, I would be like, yo. He lives the lifestyle.
Damn, son.
Like, damn, Chase, is that an upside down pineapple? He's like, yeah, if you go to Chastain's, it's an upside down watermelon. And then you're like, how the fuck does that work, though?
How the fuck does that work? No.
What part's the top?
Jeez, dude. I want to get you dick, Drew. I'm getting to our comments on X. I don't know if we have any on YouTube. I don't ever check that, but
nah, we never get in there.
Drew freaking Scarman. I put a thing out. I said, recording tonight. Comment below your questions or leave a comment. We'll read it on the pod. And for some reason, I knew this was going to happen. I knew somebody was going to leave some weird ass comment, and I'm going to have to read it now, just so that I would read it. And lo and behold, it wasn't happening. This must have happened after I exited out of the dang of X. But anyways, Drew comments, why does it burn when I pee?
Yeah, why does it burn when I pee, dude?
I don't know, Drew. You need to see a doctor. I'm not a freaking doctor.
Dude, come on, dude. Yeah, you said to ask anything.
Well, I did not say anything. I just said leave a comment.
Yeah,
which
it's
I guess
the same
could be
thing.
Interpreted up for anything.
Yeah. You didn't say anything about the
left
raise.
to interpretation. That is a dangerous thing.
Classic shit post out of me. Classic shit post.
So, dang it, I had it up here. Let me see here.
No, our dog from the Foreign Fuel left a comment.
So, Steven at Stingray says, curious about your take about the Mamba Smith take on drivers versus team. So basically, this is what Mamba said. I'm going to read it off my phone. Somebody said, let me see, what was the chain here? So, well, anyways, they're talking about playoffs and all that. And, this has been an argument for years now. So it's just a thing. Somebody said, why isn't it good, buddy? The point of the championship is to crown the best driver. That's the purpose. It means nothing if it doesn't do that basic function, which the playoffs consistently fail to do. So Mamba Smith quote tweets this and says, the point isn't to crown the best driver. It's to crown the best team who executed the best when the pressure was at its highest and the lights were the brightest. So, honestly, in my opinion, Drew, on the one hand, I can understand people will be upset with him saying that. But on the other hand, dude, he's kind of spitting facts, bro. I mean, like, isn't that the point of playoffs? It's like in any sport, like the best team doesn't always win. Like you look
Yeah.
at the Packers when they won the Super Bowl in 2010. They were not the best team, dude. They were the 6th seed. They were literally the last team.
You shut your fucking
And
mouth, Ben. You did not just say that about the Packers. They're always the best team, even when you have dumbasses that quarterback for them, like Jordan Love.
Come on, don't talk shit about Jordan Love. He's fine.
He's overpriced and a waste of money. Anyways,
we'll get into that on the football podcast, but this is the NASCAR podcast. Anyways, my point is they were the very last seed, and what did they do? They performed well when the pressure was on. I mean, I could literally make tons of examples of this. Like, let's think of recently, like when the Giants won Super Bowls. I mean, like they were never the best team. Like they were always like I remember one year they beat the Packers in the playoffs, and like we were a really good team, and they were just like an okay team, and they went on this run and ended up winning the Super Bowl. They just performed when it mattered most, and so like that's why I kind of agree with this dude.
Well, so this is kind of tricky,
yeah,
but how the fuck do I want to fuck this? So yes, I think some credit should be given to the team because they do play a very important part in winning a championship. Like they got to be on their A game. They can't have any sloppy pit stops or anything like that, especially like in a Champ 4 situation.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it.
Or even when the stakes are high. Like I remember back in 2020, the Martinsville race before the championship race. They were going to, I think it was for their last pit stop at Martinsville, and the jackman for the 9 car went over the wall a little too soon, but like he caught himself, and I don't know if he intentionally did this or not, but he somehow did, like he saved himself, and it wasn't illegal the way he saved himself. And if he would have been over the wall too early, that would have held the 9, for like a little bit, like maybe 5 seconds or whatever. For a guy, yeah, they wouldn't have went on to win Martinsville and then go on to win the championship. So that guy's quick thinking move right there, honestly, secured the 9's shot at the championship, because all he had to do was run it down, or run the race till it's over at that point. So, and when that happened, it was kind of it got a lot of attention in the community. It's stuff like that where, that guy was getting interviewed at all post race at Martinsville, and then the next week at Phoenix, he was also getting interviewed. And now he's still the jackman on that car. I see him, and I'm like, oh, hey, that's the guy that solidified that championship.
Oh, dude, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was 2020, 4-year campaign.
But yeah, you're making a point here, Drew. It's that NASCAR is not just about the driver. You need a good team. You need a team that gets it done and doesn't do stupid crap on pit road or whatever. Those guys work just as hard as the driver, man.
Yeah. You gotta
and everybody.
Well, and
crew chief, all that.
Yeah, and people. So a lot of the glory goes to the drivers, and I'm not trying to take anything away from them that they do. What they do is incredibly difficult and strenuous and all that, but behind every good driver is a phenomenal team. So kind of look at it like this: Apollo 11. When you think of Apollo 11, nobody thinks about mission control and all that. All they think of is the astronauts. Or Apollo 13. Shit, that's actually a better one, because shit went haywire halfway to the moon, and mission control had to come up with an idea for them to save oxygen so they could slingshot around the moon and head back to Earth. Shout out to James Lovell, by the way, captain of Apollo 13. Wisconsin native, died recently. R.I.P. Goated.
Goated.
Yeah, but whenever you talk about Apollo 13, the majority of the people just go, "Oh, those astronauts are so brave," and it's dude, no, NASA saved their asses,
right? They get knocked.
Well, I think now in the last few years they've been getting more and more credit.
I'm sure in hindsight they've gotten
credit.
But...
I can't speak for what it was like at the time. because this was before my dad was even born. So it, but a lot of the glory goes to the people that the camera's always on. The camera's always on the driver. So like, I understand why some people would just think, well, yeah, no, I mean, they're a champion. Like they need all the glory. And it's like, well, yeah, but behind every good driver is a phenomenal team. So like, you need to acknowledge that the team's also performing on at an 11. Like you can't just deny them that because like those guys bust ass. You could probably make the argument 20, 30 years ago when pit guys were just dudes who just did pit stops. Now they're like former pro and college athletes.
Yeah, they're like athletes, dude. Like straight
yeah,
up.
and they bust ass to try and shave milliseconds off a pit stop because milliseconds on a pit stop, it can be detrimental. So the faster that pit stop, the better. And these guys go and they train their asses off like year round. I'm pretty sure even during the off season they still run drills. So
dude,
like
yeah,
these guys,
they're doing this stuff constantly just to try to like be consistent.
Yeah, and what really blew
and that's what it is. That's what it takes.
What really
that's
blew
what
too is like during COVID, and like when you'd have a race winner, the victory lane would be empty besides like maybe 2 or 3 journalists there to take the photos and whatnot. So you're having drivers standing on top of their car, not falling like Village a couple weeks ago at Glen, but so like situations like that too, like it seemed like a lot of, especially like new fans, didn't really get how important the team was because like the team wasn't there celebrating with the driver. It was almost like the guy was just like, me, which wasn't the case. But to like people who don't know anything about the sport and picking it up during such a weird time, I can understand that. But yeah, you can't just knock them. You gotta like acknowledge them. Like they shouldn't have to do extraordinary shit all the time to get their recognition. Like Fox has Fox has that like, let's go and introduce the crew of the fucking 20 car
I love that
this week. Yeah, and it'll just it's almost like one of those NCAA or like NFL season opener moments where it's like,
let's
like Jamarcus Smith, Ohio, like they do shit like that. Like I really love that because that puts a lot of attention on them too, and also that sometimes they're just really funny as fuck when they do that. So
for sure, dude. For sure.
Yeah, no, you can't.
So yeah, would you say? I mean, based comment.
No, I think I'm with Mamba on this. I think you have to recognize the team as a whole. And when I say the team as a whole, I guess I should say probably the team of the car that won the championship. You could still probably make a fair argument for the team that the car belongs to as a whole, but in this situation, like I think the crew members, like the guys on the pit crew, crew chief, and like team owner and all that shit, like they need their recognition. And hell, maybe even like shouting out the people that work at the race shop as well, because even then, I mean, that's like their mission control. So like, you could almost look at like a race being on the moon, and like they're fucking, there's people that go there Sundays for races and they just read data and then they just like feed it back to the teams as well. So
yeah, there's a lot of things that go on that we don't really necessarily think or know about.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of moving pieces to this, and I'm not giving the team any credit. It's kind of a fuck you in that case, Because without them, the driver's not going to be in the championship.
I'm with it, man. And honestly, like Steven, I mean, from the sounds of it, you don't really, because you had a laughing emoji at the end of it, you don't really seem to agree with him, and that's fine. But I can also understand people's perspective of that way. But truthfully, it's fine. But
what do we know? We're 2 NASholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR.
That's right. That's all it is, man. But we'll get to another comment from Steven. So asking our thoughts on the 2026 schedule changes, or what changes would we make if we were in charge? So I'm going to pull this up, Drew, and we'll just try to go over it real quick. Where is it? All right, here it is. Let me share the screen. Can I do that from here? The picture? Yeah. Screen share. Okay, I'm going to try to... Okay. Can you see that, Drew, or do I need to zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, I can make that out.
Okay.
No!
So obviously... Yep, unfortunately, there's always one of them. No, I think you're looking at Martinsville. Dude,
no, I'm looking at Milwaukee, June 19th. Or no, July 19th.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Dude, Bro, if we race at the Milwaukee Mile, dude, oh my goodness, man. Drew, I think, dude, we might have to see how we can get you down there, man.
Oh no, I know of ways to get down there, but well,
I love the San Diego race. I think that's a great thing to get over there to the west. I mean, because really, what do we usually have? We usually have Las Vegas and Phoenix, and that's it. We have nothing in California besides Sonoma. No ovals or anything.
yeah.
You know, well,
R.I.P. to
and I
Auto
know,
Club.
actually, I know San Diego's not going to be an oval.
It'll be a road
Yes.
course, but
But I
it's still
seen
going to
the
be
layout,
great to
and it
have.
looks sick, dude. I think it's going to be good, and I love the way they promoted it, and I
Now,
think it's going to be good for
now,
these fans who maybe lost the sport that are in California.
now, when are we racing San Diego by chance?
It's going to be June 21st.
June 21st. Okay.
Now, again, this is leaked. I don't. This I never saw anything official, but this is what they're saying. Another
What day
thing.
did you say again?
June 21st is San Diego, and that'll be on Prime.
Oh man,
That'll be one of the
what's
races on
Donald
Prime.
Trump's birthday again? I just want to know if there's going to be any stupid fucking protest celebrating the Navy's 250th birthday, like there was with the Army's 250th birthday. Well, yeah, we usually don't get political on here, and we won't go into politics itself. Oh, June 14th. Okay, and you said the 21st? Cool. Hardcore lefties won't be fucking outside going, no kings, no kings. I do hope Trump Dog shows up. That would be pretty tight to see Trump up there and just be like, gentlemen, start your engines. And then his fucking
You guys are
toupee
the
flies
best.
off.
Never seen drivers like you.
Never before have I ever witnessed any other good drivers. Not since Dale Earnhardt. Unfortunate situation that happened with Dale Earnhardt. I'm a piece of shit. But anyways, well, okay. Well, besides the fucking potential bombshell of Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Mile being on here, the changes I would make.
You think that's gonna be bad if they race there? I mean,
No, fuck no. I'm gonna fucking find a way to get my ass down there, dude. Like I have to. I have to fucking go.
Gosh damn it! I can't be the only one going to races every year.
Yeah, dude. It fucking sucks living up here where dick for shit happens.
Drew, it looks like we're going back to Chicagoland too.
I ain't gonna go down to fucking Chicago.
Well, yeah, no, you don't want to
go there. Like an hour due south of Chicago itself, and that's already.
I know it's not even near.
I am not doing a 5-hour trek.
But that's
I do a 5-hour plane
ride. Glad they're bringing that back now. Obviously, now again, I don't know if this is official. That this would again. I don't know. But I mean, it must be because Steven told me that, what do you think about this looks like it's from NASCAR actually, like it was like screenshotted or whatever. But we have Rockingham.
Well,
that's going to be awesome.
We should probably say before we go into this anymore, though, it might be a fake because it could easily be a fake because it's not like anybody could have made this up.
I'm going to be pissed if we're not in Milwaukee because I want that for you, man.
I'm going to fucking drop kick my cat to the moon if that happens. Not really. I feel bad. But
as far as what would you change, Drew? Because that was the real question. Like if this is legitimately it, and I will feel so dumb if I find out this is not the one. What would you change?
All right. Well, I'd take Texas, swap it over where the Charlotte Roval is, put the Roval where Texas is, and then take the Roval, nuke it, and then fucking bring back Road America, so that way I have 2 races I can go to in here. And then the next thing I do is, as much as I love Homestead, I'm gonna swap that out with Bowman Gray, and I want Bowman Gray to be the championship race, and I want to see a fist fight happen.
Okay.
No, besides the first legit thing I'd actually do. I don't know.
For one.
I
don't know what Montreal is supposed to be, but
that's going to be another road course. Course.
We'll get into that.
For the longest time when people were talking about Montreal, I was thinking of a different track up in Ontario that's like pretty much a carbon copy of Indianapolis. I'm no good with Canada. I don't know the layout. So a lot of the shit gets fucky. And also they're Canadians. But anyways, yeah, so Montreal is going to be a road course. That'd be pretty tight. Though it looks like an asterisk is by it. So maybe it's unofficial?
Yeah, that's looking like that. And
Bowman
is there any
Gray.
other ones? Bowman Gray.
Yeah.
But okay, so for me, like, well, now that I actually look at this, dude, I don't think this can be official because there's not 2 Darlington races. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. Let's go to
Man, wait, scroll up. Who posted that?
the Daily Down Forwards.
God damn it, Ben.
Damn it, I didn't.
Bro, and that's
NASCAR.
dude, that's all the way from the tail end of last month. Son of a bitch, Ben.
We got Drew excited about Milwaukee.
You son of a bitch.
Okay, but wait a minute. Let's see what this is. So this is like the. Can you see this? Damn it, it's so small. Clash at Bowman, Daytona 500, Atlanta, Coda, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Darlington. Darlington in March. Okay. Phil, Texas, Michigan. I need to see Milwaukee on here. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay. Michigan, Pocono.
Looks like Pocono's in that Milwaukee dude. Nah. It's alright.
Darlington. Okay, wait, what? That can't be right. Oh no. Okay, yeah, no, this looks okay. So they're still upset with okay, this is what I would do though. For real, all things aside, because obviously I don't know what the hell I'm fucking doing and finding. They should get rid of the Roval, just put the regular Charlotte, like regular freaking oval.
For real, yeah.
There. And like that is an epic playoff right there, dude. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I wouldn't change much. I mean, honestly, dude, as long as we have Watkins Glen somewhere. Oh, I gotta go back to the other one. Yep, it's there. Star Race Dover. Okay, this is what we have to get into because this is the rave that everybody's talking about. I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard because one, you get rid of points race at Dover, which is usually a pretty good points race, and they don't have freaking lights, so you're gonna have this random ass all-star race in the middle of the day. Like, what? That doesn't even make any sense, man. Like, I just don't get if they really did that. Like, does NASCAR even think?
I don't know. It depends who you ask. A lot of people might say no.
But I mean, this schedule looks pretty basic, man. Like, it doesn't look like anything crazy. Now,
yeah.
That one that we were looking at before, though, I kind of liked it.
I liked it a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. But Ben, I think the lesson you should take away from this is check the fucking source before you crush a cripple's happiness.
Well, now we just need to keep, like I did with Hoist, I just need to keep berating NASCAR like Milwaukee Mile every day.
Well, I mean,
like day one of
well, I think
trying to get NASCAR to have a race at Milwaukee Mile for the Cup Series.
I think the Milwaukee Mile might be a little too small to run 35 to 40. Probably more closer. Like,
you're probably right. It is pretty damn.
Well, because I was gonna say like
barely.
Yeah, I gotta. Well, yeah. So IndyCar's going there. Whatever. IndyCar's all right. Oh, hey. Well, this is a relief for all you open wheel fans out there. Recent flooding in Milwaukee won't impact the Milwaukee IndyCar race.
Nice. Well, here's another one I found. Drew has Chicagoland on there. I'm getting mixed things here.
I don't know why I thought the Milwaukee Mile was a trioval, but I'm looking at it right now, and it's just a standard one. I think it's just a 1 mile. Yeah, 1.015 mile oval track. So I mean, they probably could race it, though it does only have a max capacity of 37,000. But I mean, in a place like Milwaukee, you could guarantee to fill it up though the first year or two, no problem. If they did
and then
that.
You also get the Chicago or Illinois crowd.
Yeah,
people want to go there.
Well, I mean, this isn't the first state fair track that NASCAR would have raced on either. Like the Nashville Fairgrounds. You probably heard that, in NASCAR discussions as of late, because the whole big thing was returning to the fairgrounds since we hadn't been there, and I don't even know how many decades.
I'm sorry, I'm not really versed.
Well, yeah, so there's the Nashville track, and then there's Nashville Fairgrounds, which is a different track that Dale Jr.'s been pretty adamant on about going back to.
Really?
The problem with that, though, is that it's in the middle of a development now. And there's a lot of pushback from the people in the surrounding area, which is fair. It's fair. If you're not a NASCAR fan, you probably wouldn't want loud-ass cars racing around your neighborhood for an afternoon.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like my buddy Carl, who's also my physical therapist, lived in Richmond, Virginia, and he lived about 3 blocks away from the track. And he said,
no kidding.
He said when NASCAR would come to town, him and his then girlfriend, now wife, would just go somewhere for a weekend and get the fuck out, because he was already in a sketchy enough place, and now you're bringing in drunk rednecks, and you can barely hear yourself think, because you made the mistake of sticking around when you see what all the hullabaloo
No kidding,
was.
dude. You're not gonna get any sleep that.
Yeah, and then God no. So yeah, so having heard the experience of what it's like to live near a short track, I don't blame them. I was kind of chapped out of my first mind in the line when I first heard that they were kind of giving a lot of pushback. But when Carl told me that, it's like, oh no, that kind of makes sense. This is why tracks like Daytona are not terribly close to civilization.
Right.
Civilization comes close to them.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that for the comments. Oh, that's all I got for that.
Yeah,
So
thanks,
now,
Steven,
Drew.
for fucking letting Ben bring my hopes up just to shatter them.
Sorry, everybody, that we wasted your time with that.
Nah, no, it was funny as fuck. Don't worry.
That was good.
It was really
good.
fucking funny. It was really fucking funny when I scrolled up and it said
probably
daily
getting
downforwards. Maybe. I don't know. We might leave that for a treasure trove for all 3 people that watched the entire episodes. Which, by the way,
we got like 17 views last time. Austin Dillon. Okay, so he takes. So there's only 2 spots left, Drew. We have Reddick and Bowman. If it started today, they would be the ones in. Only close person right now is Busher, and he's still. What is that? I mean, he's like 60 points behind Alex Bowman, roughly. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's gonna come down to Daytona. It really is. I mean, like Busher, Priest, Bush, Gibbs. I mean, Keselowski, another guy. Hocevar, I'm thinking about. The rest of the guys, I just don't think they could. I mean, I can't say that. I mean, for all we
it's
know,
Daytona.
Zane Smith freaking wins Daytona and then kicks out Bowman or something like that. Bowman has a bad finisher. I guess he would still be in. Well, no, he would be kicked out, I guess, because he didn't
Yeah.
have a win.
Yeah.
So I really don't know, man. I mean, who do you think? Do you think the way it is right now is going to stay, or do you think we're going to get a new winner?
I don't know, dude.
I mean, we still could with Reddick or Bowman. They could still win.
That's
that
like
would be a new winner, technically.
That's like putting a blindfold on me, spinning me around, and going, "All right, shoot the target." I could hit it, but I'm probably going to miss. So it's really hard to tell. It's not necessarily a matter of strategy. It's more of a matter of surviving when it comes to Daytona. Strategy really only comes into play for like the last handful of laps.
Right, the last maybe 30 or 50 laps.
I'm thinking more like 10, because that's when shit really starts to get unhinged.
Yeah.
But I mean, it builds to that, and we'll still have some crazy shit happen, like middle of the race.
Of course.
Guaranteed. It's Daytona. It's gonna bring chaos. I don't think we've ever had a race at Daytona go green to checker without a caution flag for incident.
Absolutely. Yeah, never.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I'd like to see a new winner and just see, because I do love the idea of getting a Cinderella win into the playoffs.
Yeah, like
I
with,
do like
Burton.
that. And like a lot of people aren't keen on it because it's like, well, you didn't earn it. Well, it's like, well, you kind of fucking won a race.
You kind of did earn it. I mean, just winning, you're in. Yeah, it would be kind of crazy though if. Let me look at this right now. I don't know. I'm just trying to see like who would be in this. Like if Cody Ware won, that would be craziness.
Oh, God, I don't know what I'd do.
Honestly, Drew,
I'd probably get up and walk.
On the one hand, I'd be like, "Oh, good for you, man. That's awesome." But on the other hand, I'd be like, "Dude, seriously, you're ruining this shit."
Son of a bitch.
We needed Busher or somebody. Somebody was cool.
Now we know who's finishing 16th in points at the end of the year.
Now we know who's the first one out.
Oh yeah, he's going to be out around the 16 day one. That's literally impossible to happen.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about 2311 front row, everything that's been developing. So supposedly I saw something, and I can't find it, of course, I couldn't find it, but something about how teams can now bid for their charters for 2311 in front row, but they have to do so pretty much starting now, and they have to get it ready by October, obviously, to get ready for 2026. So there was a statement from 2311 in front row motorship ownership, their attorney more so. He said today's counterclaim by NASCAR is a meritless distraction, and was this? Oh, geez, Drew, I'm not checking shit again. That was from March 5th, so we're not even going to talk about it. But anyways, I saw that. I'm doing a shitty job on the social media front here.
Gotta check your sources, bro. Come on. Yeah, so I was going to say, like, I didn't hear anything of this. And, like, I have like all my.
I was scrolling through and I saw something of the sorts.
Oh well, I mean, if that is the case right now, there's only going to be a handful of teams that can buy the charter, off NASCAR.
Right? You think Penske or Hendrick?
Well, no, because you.
Oh no, they can't even.
So you got to look at the 2-car teams, 1-car team, or a 3-car team, but one of them's a leased charter. It's like RFK, for instance, like the 60 car, they don't own that charter. They leased that from Rick Ware, I believe.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. So, I mean, if that is the case, I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see RFK buying up a charter. That way they can guarantee they have a third car. You have teams like Hayek Motorsports. Even though I doubt they'd go to a two-car team. I mean, a team in that situation where it's just a one-car team, it'd be good for it. Richard Childress could potentially expand to 3 cars, but that's just going to be 3 fucking headaches on a race weekend compared to the 2 headaches they usually field.
And 3 more people to defend for no
Yeah,
reason.
no, it'd just be another person he has to needlessly defend, even if they're clearly in the right.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no, this just came to me, but what do you think he did that purely because he was terrified that Austin Hill would beat the shit out of him if he didn't?
Austin's dad?
No, Austin Hill himself. Like
Oh, I thought you were talking
fucking
about Austin Dillon.
Oh no, Austin Hill.
Yeah, he's like, he's just a big fat fucker, and like, I'm just an old man.
Yeah, dude, you got to read between the lines of what he was saying. It was actually, help, I'm scared. He will beat me if I say the wrong thing. And then force him into the 3-card currency.
Yeah. Do we have any other news and notes, Drew, before we get to our picks?
Well, I guess paint scheme.
Shoot, yeah. Let's not forget.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Before paint scheme. It's time for Dipshit of the Day.
Yes.
So, Dipshit of the Day on Saturday was the Jackman of the 23 team who lowered the jack before the tire was even tight. And then Bubba Wallace went off, and the front left tire was following him. And luckily, the 19 team helped him out and put it back on because it actually rolled all the way to where he was, and they were able to grab it.
Yeah, I thought that was really convenient. That was really convenient. They didn't have to go.
Honestly, shout out to the 19 team. That was actually
the second time this year they've had to do that. Shout out to the 19.
Yeah.
19 team coming in clutch.
But big dipshit on the jack. That's the only one I could think of. There was nothing else really that happened. So yeah, I guess we can get into our favorite paint schemes.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with mine because it was the last one I had open.
Okay.
Share
the screen? Okay, there you go.
Yep. All right. So I'm picking the number 3 car. I don't know. I just like it. Everything about it's great. There's no open spaces. It's a unique paint scheme.
It's one of the better number 3 cars that Austin Dillon has had, in my opinion, too. Because he usually doesn't have great paint schemes for the most part.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I picked his car as bet paint scheme last year at Richmond, but I did really like his Fast Pro camouflage car from last year.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Even though he fucking wrecked 2 guys to get a win with it. It was a 16. But honestly, this one trumps that one. Like I said, sponsors, no open spaces, and if there are open spaces, it's covered with art, so that way it doesn't look blank. I don't know, everything about it's good, and it also won the race. Eat shit if you don't like it. All right.
Yeah. And go to mine.
You were, of course, at the opposite end of the fucking spectrum.
Literally.
All right.
I'm going with the 99, y'all. Under the lights, this thing looks sweet. It actually looked that green, like I don't know why, but under the lights that green actually looked a little bit different. It looked more of like a darker, not as neon or whatever, but I like this 99 car. I mean, you saw it a lot. It was actually, he was running up front. He finished 7th, so.
Yeah, he had a pretty good weekend.
Yep, pretty dope, man. Any honorable mentions, Drew?
Oh man, where was it? Well, besides the Aero car, I was looking for it. I did really enjoy the 12 and the 8. More so the 12, just because I don't know. I'm a sucker for flat black matte paint schemes. I don't know. It's just nice. It's got like a lot of accent colors on it. It looks cool.
Yeah, and
there's some
had
open
a body
area.
armor car before too, but it didn't. I remember him having a body armor car that only had the one bottle of body armor in the center, and I think it looks better with the multiple like that.
Yeah. Well,
I think maybe I'm wrong.
Space. I mean, there's a little bit of like open area on the car where I would have put something, but it's still a nice paint scheme for what it is. You have any honorable mentions or?
Do I? Not really. Go to the number 4 actually, which I didn't ever really notice when I watched highlights and stuff. And
yeah, I didn't see this car a whole lot.
I don't know. It's what is it? Is it
Armor Guard?
Armor Guard. I think it's kind of cool. I mean, honestly, I kind of wish the colors were inverted. I wish it was orange and then like the blue was. But I think I understand that Armor Guard is kind of mostly orange anyway.
I think they kind of didn't use the greatest photo. It's a little dark.
Yeah, it's not the greatest.
Anyways.
Yep, time for Drew's least favorite part of the show. And that is our standings. Drew, He got murdered again. I mean, it's just crazy how this works. I went with a little wild card, that guy, Joey Logano, who hasn't really done shit really all year. Well, besides, since Texas or whatever, the race he
Yeah.
won. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go with Joey Logano. I'm just like, I'm up by so many already. Like, it doesn't really matter what I do. So I picked Joey Logano, and he second to last, and he finishes freaking like fourth or whatever. And the next day when I looked at this, I'm like, okay, I know Austin Dillon won, but I'm like, where did we all finish? And I just laughed my ass
Yeah.
off because I'm like, dang, Drew picked Denny Hamlin, great pick, and he gets, I believe, 10th place. Yes. So I gained 35 points and Drew gains 30. So it is now 689. My 689 to Drew's 610. Drew, we have Daytona coming up, a race in which anyone can win. I honestly am not, once again, just not even going to look into it, but this time for sure when I pick this guy, he's going to get it done, dude. Because every time I pick him, doesn't do well. But this time it's going to be different. I promise. And that's going to be Kyle effin Busch. Kyle Busch is going to have a magical win. And honestly, dude, it's going to be awesome. I might cry.
Fair. It's fair.
Because the dude hasn't won in like 3 years or whatever. 2.5 years. And it's going to be magic, man. You guys will see. And just... you guys will be coming back to me. You'll be like, Benny, you were right. You were right. I'm like, I know I was. I'm pretty much always right.
Yeah.
So anyways, Drew, what's your pick for Daytona?
I'm going Carson Hocevar.
Oh, dude, hey, you got the shirt too. Show him the shirt.
Ride the Dente.
Ride the Dente.
Ride it. Fuckers.
Excellent.
Sexy. Thanks again for the shirt.
Hocevar actually was racing. Yeah, you're welcome. He was racing pretty good on Richmond for the most part. Every time I saw him, every time I was looking back and forth into the
I think he got a top 15
race
finish, but he was up in the top 10 for good chunks of the night.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, I got nothing else, Drew, unless you got something.
I got nothing.
All right, guys. Well, as always, make sure to follow us on X at NASholespod, on TikTok at NASholes.podcast, and make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube and follow the Spotify. Keep that notification bell on so you know every time we release an episode. Until next time, after Daytona, we're NASholes, and so are you.
We could still work on that ending.
I know.